Hello everyone, it is Saturday and we are going to be doing a paper pumpkin class. So let's just hang out here for a little bit so we can let everybody find me. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I don't know if you are all familiar with paper pumpkin, but these are some awesome kits that you can purchase. One comes every month. And it comes right to your door. You can pre-order. There are price breaks for ordering several months in advance. So that's something to think about. But we are going to be working on February's paper pumpkin. I'm going to show you the cards that were included in the kit to make. And I'm going to be showing you some alternative cards that you can make using the same kit by just adding a little bit of supplies. So in here, this is what a kit looks like in case you're not familiar. You get the instructions. In the instructions, it shows you picture by picture how to create these super cute cards. Now this kit I've already used, so you get a block for your stamps, and we're going to be using these stamps today. And you also get a little ink spot, and the ink spot is the exact same thing as the larger ink. It's just in a smaller container. All right, so let me put this stuff here on the side. And then you also get these super cute gems, these embellishments. So here we have some little raindrops, we have some pink dots. You do get the adhesive, so we have some dimensionals in here. And then you also have like the mini glue dots on here. In each kit, every time you do get all of the embellishments. So in here, there were punch-out pieces. I have all my pieces pre-punched out for our kits. But you also do get these awesome envelopes. They fit the cards perfectly. And they're really pretty. They always have some pretty paper on there. So let me just put this on the side and we will get started. So I do have a link on this video where if you wanted to purchase next month's kit, you can go ahead and do that. So our first card, let me get everything down here. So let's see here. All right, so this is the card that you can make in the kit. Let me just raise that up so you can see it. Isn't that cute? So these card bases are already pre-punched out, so you have plenty of room inside here to write whatever it is that you want to write. So this is the one with the instructions in the kit. So I'm going to show you an alternative using the same products, just adding just a little bit of extra. All right. So we are going to take the paper that had come in the kit. So it has this checker pattern on here. So all we are going to do is just fold this in half. We will take our bone folder. All right, and you want to make sure it's going to open like a book because we're going to be doing it this direction. So here was a punch out of the grass. Here's some flowers. Here's the kite. And here's this cute little bunny. Isn't he adorable? So cute. All right, so the first thing we are going to do is attach our grass. Now, obviously, it's bigger than what our paper is, but we're just going to slide this right on the inside and glue that down. So we're going to take our Stampin' Seal, put a little bit on the inside here, just enough to hold that down. And so we'll just line that up just like that. And then we are going to flip it and just take our scissors and trim off that excess. Oh, I really should have had my glasses. All right, anyways, so now we have that. Then what we're going to do is take our little bunny, and we're going to have him just hippity-happening over here. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals that I already have started. And now you don't want to put a dimensional on the back of his head because then it's going to stick to the inside of the card. So you just want to do it by his feet. It's just one on the bottom there. And then we'll just put him, I'd say right about here. Let's do that. All right. Then we have our kite. So this is one of the punch outs. And we're going to take the kite stamp and stamp right in the center here. So I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. So again, this is the alternative card, so this color is not in the kit. I'm just showing you some other things you can do with this kit. And I will be here each and every month to show you the alternatives. Just going to stamp that. So what's nice about the clear blocks and the clear stamps is you can kind of see where it lines up. All right, so that is clean. Now, what we are going to do is take a mini glue dot. Where do I have those? And we're just going to take one, and we're just going to kind of roll it up in our fingers because the little bunny is going to be holding it. So we're just going to put it at the very end, just like that. And we want to put that in his hand. Put that right there. You could still kind of move it a little bit. Oops. There we go. Now I want to make sure that this kite part doesn't like flip and flop around. So I'm going to grab a mini dimensional or a small dimensional and just put that right on the back side. So while you're on here, please let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. And if you already order Paper Pumpkin. All right, so that just plops right there. All right, so let's take our little flowers. And we're not going to be using all of them. So we're going to put a couple behind there. So we're just going to trim out a little bit. And then what we will do is put a little adhesive on the back. Just a little, and we're going to put this like right about here, just like that. And then let's see here, I want to grab just one. I have one kind of pre-cut out already. I'm just going to take my scissors and trim that up just a little bit. And I'm going to grab a mini glue dot because it's just so tiny. I'm going to roll it again so it gets a little smaller. Right on the back. And we'll put that right here. Just like that. Isn't he cute? All right. So then I went ahead and I cut out a different label. This is, I believe, from our Stylish Shapes dies. So there's a little label. We're going to stamp our sentiment. So the sentiment I'm doing is wishing you sunshine and smiles. Grab that, put that on our block. Now with these type of stamps, the photopolymer, I like to lay it down if it's like a little longer and just take my block and put it on there. This way I know it's straight, how it's supposed to be. All right, so let's see here. All right, so let me juice this up and we'll stamp our sentiment. All right, not too bad for not having any glasses. All right, so then what I'm going to do is just flip it over. I'm going to grab some of the smaller dimensionals. Now, if you don't have the smaller dimensionals, what you can do is take the bigger ones and use your scissors and cut them. but I do suggest cutting them while they still are on the pad. If you cut them with the paper off, then your scissors are going to get all gummed up, and you don't want that. All right, so then we will just put this over to the side here. Just like that. And then we are going to use some of these pretty gems. We'll close this up. I don't think I need this color anymore. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. This thing is just a godsend, trying to pick up some of these gems. All right, so we'll grab, sometimes they are stubborn. So let's see here, we'll do one here. So this is still using the product. The only thing I've added so far is this label and the different colored ink. So if you're a crafter, I'm sure you have all different colors of ink. Put that one there. And then I have this crinkle ribbon. It's just a very small, delicate ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a small bow. And let's hope this works. So just make this small because it's just a very light type ribbon. So you don't want anything too big because then it'll just be floppy. You don't want floppy. All right, so we're just going to trim that up and grab one of our mini glue dots. Now you could use liquid glue, but liquid glue, I think, it's great for some things, but it does take a little bit to dry. So I just took 2 mini glue dots. I'm going to put it right on the back of my bow. And we will just place that right here, just like that. We're not done yet. So now I have this white twine. And you can get this twine in the Baker's, what is this? The Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And you get 5 different colors. I'm just using up an old white that I had from another pack. It's the exact same thing. All right, so we're just going to tie a little bow. And I just want it really small because we're going to add it to our kite, because kite season will be coming soon. Hopefully this snow will stop and go away. I'm just going to trim it small there. Whoops, that didn't want to cut, did it? All right. With that, again, a mini glue dot. So let's take one and we're just going to roll it a little bit. And I'm going to place it on my kite. And I just want it right at the base. And we'll take this little bow. And we will add that. Isn't that cute? So this here is the card that gave the instructions in the kit. This is my alternative. So I changed the color of the kite. I added a white bow and a little white twine bow and just used a different label. So that was our first alternative. We'll put that on the side and we'll start our next one. All right, so we have, all right, this is the one that you can make in the kit. Super cute. It has that little rainbow and you can write your sentiment on there. All right, so this is the one from the kit, and I'm going to show you my alternative. Oops, put that there. Now, hopefully I didn't lose my pieces just now. All right, so I'm going to take my cardstock that comes in the kit. In the kit, it already comes cut with this oval in here. So we're just going to fold it, and it's going to be widthwise, just like the other card. All right. So then what we are going to do is I punched out my pieces. So I'm going to use the little frog, the little turtle, and a row of flowers. And let's see here, I had a white piece of scrap. I don't know where it went. All right, I am going to be using our oval punch. So you have like a ribbed oval punch, and then here's a solid. I'm just going to be using the ribbed one. So I want 2 green ones. So I do my punching upside down so I can see where my paper lines up. There's 1. And here's 2. And then, let's see here, I don't need that. Pull out a piece of white. All right, then I need a white one, because that is what I'm going to stamp my sentiment on. All right, so let's start putting everything together. Let's start with our sentiment, and I'm going to be using the same stamp that we used with the other one, but I'm going to be using Old Olive. I love this green. I really love this green. So just open that up, juice it up. And what I like to use with these photopolymer stamp sets is this black foam pad. There's nothing really special about it. All it is a foam pad. But what it does is it helps you get a clearer, sharper image with the photopolymer. You don't need to do it with the cling stamps. The cling stamps, if you're not sure, those are the ones that are like the orange rubber. All right, so center that. I just think you get a nicer, sharper image. I meant to pull that out with the first one, but I forgot. All right. So now I want to have a green border around here, but I didn't want to take the time to fussy cut all these ribs, so that's why I punched out 2. So what I'm going to do is put Stampin' Seal on the back of our stamped label here. And I'm just going to kind of offset the image, or the label, the white label. Turn it over, and I'm going to add some more glue, more adhesive. And now, just try and offset this one, just so that there's a little green all the way around. And yes, I know it does not make a perfect oval, but that's fine. It's supposed to be this way. All right, so I'm done stamping, so we'll close this up. Again, it was the Old Olive. And now let's start putting everything together. So what I want to do is have this popped up. So I'm going to grab a dimensional. And again, this has the cut opening, so you don't want to put dimensionals all the way on this. So you just want to put a dimensional probably like right about here to hold your label. Put that right there, and that will hold it. If you don't feel it's holding enough, you could always add another one down here, but it's really not going to go anywhere. All right, then what we are going to do is take our little flowers. Aren't they cute? Already colored for you, stamped, colored, beautiful. I'm going to grab some adhesive. So again, these paper pumpkin kits are just awesome. So if you like wanted to go camping, or you were on a trip and you just kind of wanted something to do, you could take these with and you would have everything that you need. All right, so we're just putting this down here at the bottom. Just raise it up a little. Perfect. Now I'm going to grab some more of this crinkled ribbon. And what we're going to do is wrap it around and then tie a bow. And right now, as you're tying the bow, you don't really need to worry about where your ribbon's laying. because you can always adjust it. And with the bow, more on this side though. There we go. Good morning, Jeff. I see you're watching. Miss you. All right. So we're just going to tie that bow and trim off the excess. So please, if you're on, let me know where you're watching from. I would love to know. All right, now we're just going to slide this down just a little bit. And then because it's kind of twisty, what I'm going to do is grab just a mini glue dot, just keeping it flat. And I'm just going to lay it right underneath and press it down. All right, so there's that. Now we are going to take our little turtle. Is he just not the cutest thing? And I'm going to put some dimensionals on him, but he is going to be placed over here, so he's going to be part in the opening and part not. So we are just going to put a little dimensional behind his back end here. All right, so I'll put that on here and just put him off to the side, just like that. Now we have our little frog, and look at how happy he is. We're going to grab, I'm going to use the mini dimensionals on him. Probably going to use 2. So I'll just peel the paper off. So yesterday I had done a video showing my new space. Super excited on that. So we are supposed to get some more wonderful snow. Not excited about that. So start praying for some melting. All right, we're going to take our little frog and put him here. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun stuff. All different kinds of classes. It'll be great. I'm going to be selling some eggs and honey. There's also going to be some coffee and like those really nice smelly candles. There's going to be some craft supplies. There's going to be a lot of stuff. All right, so we're just going to use some of these and fancy up the card a bit. Everybody loves some gems, some sparkle. All right, he is being difficult. Goodness. I just put a new tube on my Take Your Pick tool. So it takes a little bit to get going sometimes. There we go. All right, come on. There we go. So him, let's see, we'll put this one there. All right, so here is our second alternative card. So this here is what came in the kit. This is the one that you could make. And then here is the alternative. So on this one, all I did was I swapped out the color ink. I punched out with the oval dies the label and the surrounding frame part. Added some crinkle ribbon, and bam, we have another alternative. All right, so our last one, I think this one is my favorite. I think it is absolutely my favorite. So this one, here is the card with the directions in the kit. Isn't that cute? The one we are going to make is a little different. All right, so this one, I actually cut out a piece of balmy blue cardstock. This is our typical 8.5 by 5.5. And just going to fold this. This is going to be our base. So, just fold it just like this. All right. So then what we are going to do, I'm just going to put that on the side. we're going to take the cardstock that came in the kit and we're going to fold it. So in your kit, you did get these like pond puddle design. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down in here. We just have to kind of line it up. So what I'm going to do is take my Stampin' Seal and just go around. Now this was not an addition I did, that was in the original card. Alright, so then what we want to do is just kind of line this up. Oops. No, it's not where I wanted you to stick. Because we just want to get a little bit of the gray, and you can angle it and turn it because we are going to cut it. So right there. Awesome. So then what we will do is we will take this and just glue it closed. So we'll take our Stampin' Seal, one there, here, and so the cardstock that came in the kit, we're actually going to close it up. Now it does not matter that this is like sticking out because this is going to get trimmed out. All right, so what we are going to do then is I took a piece of, I want to say this was Smoky Slate, and then Balmy Blue, and I cut it just a little bit smaller. We're going to layer these. So just do that. I'm going to make just a little sandwich here. Put that right in the center. All right, so now we need to make this fit in the center of that. So I did not write down the dimensions. I probably should have, but I didn't. I'm just going to trim this up a little bit, so it might take a little bit. So just using the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. And we cut one side. And we'll cut a little bit off of this side. Come on. And a little bit off the bottom. I probably should have wrote the dimensions down. So let's see where we're at. If we need to make any adjustments. So, nope, still too big. Here. Just like that. We'll do this side a little bit. And let's see where we're at. And I just want to take a little bit more off of this. Not a whole lot. How's that matching up? Perfect. So it's always good to take a little bit off at a time. Even better would be to measure it out. All right, let's get rid of some of these scraps. All right, so what we will do then is take this and attach it to our first base. So we are just going to use our Stampin' Seal and put this right in the center, just like that. Then what we're going to do is flip it and add some dimensionals on the back. I will tell you, I was really nervous about trimming that out. And one in the center because we don't want a saggy metal. All right, so then I'm going to make sure this opens just like that. And seeing as this here isn't the prettiest with the spacing, we'll put that at the bottom because we're going to cover that with a label. All right, so this is what we have so far. So in the alternative, I cut a piece of the cardstock, put a couple layers, and now we're going to use the cutouts that came in the kit. So we're going to use a little duck, some clouds, here's an umbrella, and here's some more clouds. And we're just going to take these and add them on here. I'm going to be using dimensionals on all of it. So we'll start with our little duck, seeing as he is our main dude. And with this, because this is glued shut, I can put stuff in the center. Come on. The little duck is stuck to my fingers. All right, so we're going to put him kind of on the bigger end. Oops. Just like that. And now he's going to be holding his little umbrella. And again, these come already stamped and colored, and they're already die cut out for you. You just got to punch them out of the bigger part of the paper. So he's kind of holding his umbrella, so I'll put that like right about here. And let's add our storm clouds. I have 3 of them. I got one there. And one right above him. I'll grab one more. And I'll put this one just up over here. All right. Oh, isn't that cute? But now we're going to add some of the embellishments, and these are the other embellishments that came in the kit. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. All right, so these are little raindrops. So we're going to take them off as well. And where did my take your pick tool go? Here it is. Okay, so take this off, and then we're going to put these right here in the center, and we'll still be able to write our sentiment because we put it on cardstock. Awesome. So let's put that right there. All right, so now we just have our label to do. So I used one of the punch-out labels. So the sentiment I'm going to be using this time is friends in any kind of weather. So again, this is one of those longer, good morning, Linda. So this is one of the longer stamps. If I take it and I just put it right down on my block, it could get wonky and not straight. So again, I lay them down. I'm just using one of my blocks, and I pick it up that way. This way it's nice and straight, and it's how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to use some balmy blue, and we'll juice this up. Oh, you know what? I need my black mat. If you don't have this black mat, you really need to get this. It just makes such a big difference. There we go. And let's grab some mini dimensionals, and then we'll attach this to the card. Let's flip him over. All right, come on, papers. It being a little difficult for me today. Goodness. There we go. All right, so we will put this just right down here. And remember I said I didn't like the spacing on that, so we're going to cover that up. See, and no one is the wiser. All right, so here is our third alternative of the paper pumpkin. All right, so let's see where we were here. So this is the card that you could make with the kit. Gives you all the directions to make it just like this. Doing some of the alternative options. So the alternative option on this one, again, I had cut out a full sheet of balmy blue. And I cut some smoky slate, another piece of balmy blue for a layer. The cardstock that came in the card, I sandwiched it together with a little puddle, and I closed it up and then trimmed it out so that it would fit on our layer. All right, so that was the alternative on this. Oh, and I also used the balmy blue for the sentiment. All right, so I'll put that up here. Let's go to the other ones. All right, so this here was the card from the kit. This is the one with the alternative. The alternative on this one was I used the a punch, the oval punch, for the white and the old olive. My sentiment was an old olive. And I added some of this white crinkle ribbon. All right, the first card that we did was, here's the one that comes in the kit that you can make with all the directions. And then this was the alternative. And on this alternative, I added crinkled ribbon. I changed out the ink color for Flirty Flamingo for the kite and the sentiment. And for the sentiment, I die cut a different shape label. And then I added some of the white twine. So these are the projects that we did with our paper pumpkin. Again, I do have a link if you're interested in ordering a paper pumpkin kit. I will be doing these videos every month. So I will show you the ones that come in the kit, and then I'll show you the alternatives on how you can make it just a little extra special. So you really don't need to do this, but I just wanted to show you what is out there. So again, in your paper pumpkin kits, you get a stamp set, you get the block, you get the ink, you get all of the embellishments that you will need. Sometimes it's ribbon, twine, it varies. So this is what I have for you today. I will be with you again later next week, and we will be doing some more fun projects. All right, have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you do something fun, and God bless. Bye-bye.